Hello, hello.
Oh, there's my sweetheart.
Hello. How are you guys?
Hello everybody, welcome back to the show. So today I want to answer somebody's comment. Somebody gave us a comment that was, can you share how you decided to retire in China, the whole process of deciding where to stay, on tips on finding a house. So, okay. We're gonna have to go back to the fall of 2020, in the beginning of the dream. And I came home from work and my wife and I sat down and to open up some YouTube videos, and we opened up some videos on Chongqing. And my wife's Chongqing, that's her hometown, and that's where we got married. So we got excited sitting around watching a Canadian guy, Alec Reportify Media. Him and his wife were in Chongqing. They made a few videos. We watched all them. And then we watched the Barretts in China. And then we watched JL Nation, Matt from JL Nation. And other videos, Blondie in China. Just a whole bunch of videos of foreigners in China and showing people China. So that was kind of the aha moment for us there that night there after watching that there. And we kind of looked at each other and like, why can't we do that? You know, before then we really didn't have a retirement plan. Like, you know, I'm getting to be 59 years old back then, something like that there, 59, 60. And like we really didn't, you know, we thought maybe we would move to southern BC and where all the orchards are in Saskatchewan, you know, and just out of a big city. And but then we kind of looked at each other, well, why can't we do that? Why can't we start our own YouTube channel and travel around China, Asia, and show people just how awesome it is here? You know, and so that was the beginning. That sparked a dream. Shortly after that, the beginning of 2021, my wife started our YouTube channel, kelrune61. And that's a combination of my wife's and my name, Kelly May Rune. So kelrune61. So, and so she started making videos, and then after that, I started looking at on the internet for houses. And for some reason I had it stuck in my head that Nanning, I used to watch a guy that he was based in Nanning, and it's central southern China. So southern central China, and it's a subtropical area, and nice, there's never any winter, and it's close to Vietnam, it's close to Malaysia, and Thailand and stuff like that. You know, if a guy had to do a passport run, it wouldn't be that far to go. A guy could go for a day or two trip or a week and get your passport stamp. But my wife never really liked the idea of Nanning. It's an 8 million city, and it's a fairly modern new city with a new subway system. And I thought, hey, you know, that's pretty good, southern central China. So, but she didn't really like that idea, so I started looking around, and on the website I was looking at, it had like northern China, central China, and southern China, and each of them categories, it just had a batch of city names. So I just went from name to name and look here, look there, look there. That's all I did. And you know, I did that for hours, and I stumbled upon Zhongshan, and I clicked on this area here, and got so excited because when I realized where Zhongshan was, it's 30 minutes away from our family in Zhuhai, an hour away from Shenzhen, and a little over an hour away to Guangzhou. It's in the Greater Bay Area of China. But the beauty about this place here, it's not in a city at all. We're kind of in a resort community. They call it Zhongshan Sanshan. And there's hot springs here, there's mountains in behind us with there's nobody living in behind that over there. There's just kilometers of nothing, just mountains and green and everything like that. Here in this beautiful green I don't know whether you heard the bird, you can hear the birds and the crickets. There is some construction happening here, which is fine because everybody got possession of the houses here, and July 31st, 2024 last year here. So everybody's finishing their houses here. And from what the real estate lady told us, probably 80% of the houses that got sold here are Hong Kong, Macau, and we met some people yesterday that are from Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan. They're buying houses here, so people from all over the world here. So I don't know, just they're following their dreams just like we are here. So I don't know, but we don't mind the sound of construction. It's only from 9 in the morning till 6 at night, 6 days a week. They don't do it on Sundays and holidays. So anyway, it's just a good sign. People are moving in. I'm jumping ahead of myself here a little bit. Okay, so when I found this place here, and we ended up buying our place in July 2022 on my birthday. You know, after our family came here from Zhuhai, they came and looked at it, and we sent them here to this Huafa development, and they were excited that I found this place so close to Zhuhai. And our sisters, they live in Huafa Properties in Zhuhai. It's a very reputable company. And they got beautiful green spaces. They got a very good reputation all over China, supposedly, but in Guangdong, their head office is in Zhuhai, and like there's Huafa malls and Huafa this and Huafa that everywhere. So we ended up buying our house in full in July 2022, unseen. Our family came here to look at it, and they said, go for it. Dad's gave us a thumbs up. We got a lakefront property right over there. This is our house right behind me here. The lakefront, you've seen that if you've seen our videos before. And so yeah, that's how I found it. Just hours and hours of relentless looking on the computer. And then I stumbled across this place here, and it's so close to Hong Kong. And if I had to run there to get my passport stamped, it would take an hour to get there. I can take my wife out for lunch, and then I could get my passport stamped and come back. But since then, I found out, and I will, the next time I come back to China, I'm going to get myself a temporary resident permit. And that will allow me to stay up to 5 years without ever having to leave the country. And it's because I'm over 60 years old, under 60 years old. I understand it's a 3-year permit that you can get, and over 60 I can get 5 years. So, you know, I never have to do a passport run again and stuff like that there. So, you know, it's we had a spark of a dream, you know, just together, and you know, why can't we do that? And then we chased our dream. We followed our dream. We didn't hesitate, and we've had people say, you know, why did you buy your house so early? Well, we're getting ready to retire, and why we got a brand new car. We're living in the country. We're only 5-10 minutes away from Sanshan, the old Sanshan, but it's part of Zhongshan. We're 20-30 minutes away from Zhongshan. Same thing with Zhuhai. So we needed a car. You know, we picked a spot where there's buses out in front there, but we don't want to hop on a bus every time we want to go buy a dozen eggs or some vegetables. So we got a beautiful little BYD car, and they call it a Yuan Plus here in China, and around the world they call it Autos 3. And we got that last year. When we came here last year, our sister ordered it for us in the beginning, or Christmas last year, or would have been the Christmas or Happy New Year 2024, the beginning of 2024, and we picked it up here in April last year. And I sent my sister there, the same as this house here. We sent them here to look at this specific house, this, you know, 94 to 108 square meters, and we bought the 94 lakefront because that's what Dad said. And I sent our sister to look at the BYD Autos 3 Yuan Plus here in China, and they ordered it for us that time there. We got here, our car was sitting here waiting for us. So, and people, you know, people can't believe that we just go ahead, but we're just following our dream. And you know, how can you do this? Well, all I got to say is do your research, You know, there's any place in the world that you want to go, you can go on YouTube, and you can pretty much get a pretty good indication what's there. You know, there's a lot of videos that aren't government news. You know, I don't know how many, now that there's a visa-free into China here, there are hundreds of videos you can see on China, you know, and it very, very rarely shows you anything negative. And it's the truth, you know, you can't believe all the bullshit that they tell you on the Western news, and even on Google. I was just looking up some stuff on Google, and it's very, very negative towards China. So I can see why some of the world has a negative ideas about China, just because all the bullshit they're telling about it, you know. So, but do your diligence, do your research, and follow your dreams. And then if you have a dream, just do it. You know, that's what my wife and I did, and we haven't looked back since we started. And we're just in the very beginning. Like, we're just taking baby steps here now. Well, I guess not so much baby steps. Like, we jumped in with both feet, and now we're 100% set up for retirement, and we have everything we need. And now, you know, these next hopefully 15, 20 years, we have good health, and we're going to be able to just live so comfortably here. And I don't know whether I mentioned that, but living here compared to all the big cities, the Zhuhai, Zhongshan, well, not so much, Zhuhai, Shenzhen and Guangzhou, the houses are a lot more affordable here where we are because we're kind of out in the country. You know, it's I ended up paying 7,700 RMB per square meter, but the way I figured it out there, it was for our 94 square meter house, and the way I figured it out, that's to buy the house, the lawyer fees, property tax that you only need to pay once. And so then I just divided that by 94, and it was like 725,000 RMB, something like that, when we bought our 94 square meter house here, condo. And it was just a cement shell, undecorated. It was just a cement shell that we had to finish. And as far as, you know, how we did everything, we have videos. You can go back not too far in our history, and you can see our new retirement home and how much it cost. And you can see what we did to our house. A lot of people have, like, overwhelming amount of support on that one video there. And there's a few questions that I didn't ask, how much the condo fees were and where exactly are we. So I had a little question and answer video there shortly after that. And it's not too far back in our history. And it explains, you know, how much we pay for condo fees in a year and stuff like that. And also our BYD car, you know, there's videos on that too. So, you know, we're documenting, we're trying to show you guys as much as we can as we go along. And it's pretty exciting, you know, everything, and we're documenting it for you on YouTube here. And we got a big trip coming up here in the next couple of days. And we're heading off to a couple of pretty popular spots there that we're going to share with you. So you'll have to stay tuned to see where we're heading. But they are very popular in China. We're heading to a couple of the biggest destinations here in China there. So I hope you join us. My wife and I are going to have fun. We're just jumping in with both feet forward, and we're going for it. So we're going to go on a really long high-speed train ride, and then a couple airplane rides and a couple stuff like that there. So anyway, I hope I answered the comment and gave you enough information to spark your dream. You know, if you have that dream in your head, and it doesn't have to be China, anywhere around in the world, just do your research. And if you feel it in your heart that it's good for you, and you feel, just jump in with both feet and go for it. That's all I can say, because that's all we did, and no regrets. I tell you, 100% no regrets. We're loving every minute of it, and I hope you guys join us along the way. So
Yeah. Bye bye.
Okay. Anyway, thanks once again for all your support, and don't be afraid to follow your dreams.
Yes, just do it. Just you have a goal, you have a dream. Just do it. Don't stop.
don't hesitate. Well,
Yeah.
do your research, be smart about it, but follow your dreams. You know,
Yeah, follow
that's
your
what we did. And I
That's
hope
why we are here.
exactly. We had a dream, and we're just at the beginning of the dream. Like I said, we got many more years to hopefully live a good, healthy life here,
Yeah.
and share it with you guys there. So as usual, thanks for all your support.
Thank
and
you.
Zai Jen, bye for now.
再见。
Give me a kiss. Okay.
拜拜。
How many cars?
Like really, this guy parked here. There's nobody in that car. I don't think.
Why had too many cars parked here? Logo?
Well, it's free parking here, and you know, if you don't go through one of the security gates there, all these places out here is free parking, and some of these cars have been here. They're all covered up, and they've been here for a long time. So, yeah, we pay like $10 a day, RMB a day for parking.
Yeah, I think it's safe. Our park.
Well, I would rather park underground than out here. And
这里不用钱，不用花1分钱。
but we paid for 1 year parking. It cost 3,600 RMB, which is 10 RMB. Look at this car here. It's all covered up.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You know, it's here for long term. That's not,
Licenses what mean? Yellow and black what mean?
well, the yellow and black. The one in the back there for yellow is Hong Kong, and the other black one's for Macau.
Oh. Oh, there you are.
And you need special licenses to be driving here and there,
Oh.
and that's what that person did there. So.
Oh.